This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Tuesday, January 9th, 2024. I'm Kate Sharon. Indianapolis-based Lilly Endowment Incorporated is awarding $100 million in grants to the Purdue Research Foundation, the university announced Tuesday. The funding includes $50 million to support the construction of the Mitch E. Daniels Jr. School of Business building on the West Lafayette campus and $50 million to support the university's Purdue Computes Initiative. Purdue President Mung Chiang.
This is a transformational gift from our dear friends in Lilly Endowment. Transformational to this state's future in job creation, in talent workforce brain gain, and in innovation-driven prosperity for generations to come.
Purdue says the grants represent the largest gift in the university's history. Plans for the new Daniels School were first unveiled in September 2022 as a reimagining of Purdue's School of Management. The Purdue Board in December approved the construction of a $168 million facility. The 164,000 square foot building will now be constructed adjacent to the existing Krannert building and will also be connected to Jerry S. Rawls Hall. The state's largest shipping port has completed nearly $1.2 million worth of infrastructure improvements to maintain efficient operations and ensure safety. The Ports of Indiana says the projects represent the largest annual capital investment at the Mount Vernon port since 2020. Improvements include a winch system for positioning barges at the general cargo dock, the installation of 1,360 new railroad ties and new rail switches, and the replacement of the double-track rail crossing on Bluff Road. Mount Vernon is the state's largest port in terms of cargo shipments and acreage. It has more than 680 acres available for development, including a 544-acre megasite. The port handles about 60 million tons of cargo per year. The city of Evansville and the town of Santa Claus will receive a total of nearly $3 million in state grants to help complete trail projects in their communities. They are among 14 projects across the state slated to receive a total of more than $31 million through the fourth round of Next Level Trail grants awarded by Governor Eric Holcomb and the Indiana Department of Natural Resources. Evansville will receive $2 million to put towards its Wesselman Park Loop Trail. The total cost of the project is nearly $3.4 million. Bond's American Rescue Plan funds will cover the remaining costs. Santa Claus will receive nearly $800,000 in grant money for the fourth leg of the Lincoln Discovery Trail. 1 mile of paved trail will be built from Heritage Hills High School along County Road 1600 to Lincoln State Park and the Lincoln Boyhood National Memorial. The total cost of the project is slightly over $1 million. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Don't miss your chance to nominate a worthy business or community leader for IBJ's 40 Under 40 Awards. It's one of our most prestigious awards events, celebrating the accomplishments of leaders under the age of 40. We're on the lookout for people who have achieved a level of success that is rare at a young age. Who will be named to this year's class? We need your input. Learn more and submit your nomination by January 12th at ibj.com/nominations.
U.S. Representative Greg Pence will not run for re-election this year, he announced Tuesday. Pence, the older brother of former Vice President and Indiana Governor Mike Pence, is currently serving his third term representing Indiana's 6th congressional district. Pence is the 4th Republican member of Indiana's congressional delegation and second this week to announce they will not run for another term in the U.S. House of Representatives. On Monday, Representative Larry Bucshon announced he will retire at the end of his term. The Carmel City Council on Monday put two major redevelopment projects on hold so they can be reviewed by the city's new mayor. IIB's Alex Brown has more.
The projects, called Gramercy Carmel Marketplace and Valentina, were originally introduced to the City Council in November. At that time, council members voted to delay discussion on the projects until Monday's meeting due to the size of the developments and because construction would take up to a decade. However, the new City Council decided to withdraw two ordinances authorizing a total of $76 million in bonds for the project from the agenda to give Mayor Sue Finkam's administration more time to study plans, consider feedback from residents, and negotiate with developers. Indianapolis-based Buckingham Properties is looking to redevelop areas between East 126th Street and East Carmel Drive, west of Keystone Parkway, for the Gramercy Carmel Marketplace project. Indianapolis-based Keystone Group wants to redevelop a 5.5-acre property at the northeast corner of Gradle Drive and 3rd Avenue Southwest for the $150 million Valentina project, which would have 380 apartment units, 17 for-sale townhouses located along the Monon Greenway, 50,000 square feet of office and retail space, a 600-space public parking garage, art, and a solar component. The two projects will likely be removed from upcoming agendas because it could take 2 to 4 months to review the projects. Residents who oppose the two projects spoke at Monday's meeting and expressed their concerns about traffic, a lack of affordable housing for seniors, loss of trees, and the impact of the projects on the environment. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business, Radio.
President Lori White will continue to lead DePauw University through 2028 after the Board of Trustees unanimously extended her contract. White is DePauw's 21st president, as well as the first woman and person of color to hold the position. She joined the university, taking on the role in 2020. The university credits White with leading DePauw through the pandemic, launching the Black and Gold 2027 strategic plan, and increasing enrollment. Indiana's House Republican Caucus will prioritize legislation boosting retirement benefits for public employees and banning anti-Semitism in public educational institutions, alongside bills on job training and administrative law. Speaker Todd Houston said the caucus would again aim to give public retirees a benefit increase known as a 13th check, after the Senate skipped out on one last session, angering many. House Democrats laid out a pricier list of priorities: universal pre-kindergarten in hopes of boosting Indiana's worsening reading proficiency rates, increasing Medicaid reimbursement rates, and offering more property tax relief to homeowners and renters. Terre Haute Mayor Brandon Sockbun is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.